Hello and welcome to the weather update. It's almost 10 o'clock on this gloomy September 25th, and yes, it just lingered around all day today. You can see, looking at the radar, you can see we have still some light rain over us, though you'll notice it's starting to dry out a little more compared to the way it was earlier. Earlier, there was pretty steady rain off to our north and occasional light rain over Long Island, though we still have that drizzle around, which makes that annoying drizzle that it makes things really, really nasty with that east wind because we got this system that's stalled out there. Usually a low stalled out with no jet stream to really move it along. We have a high pressure that's slowly trying to build in from the north. And I think when you're looking at the satellite, you can sort of see that it is trying to build in from the north, though. You can see not much has been moving. Not much has been moving. You'll notice, again, it's just this stuck overcast. And then to our north, sunshine with some smoke around, but at least they're getting some sunshine, which you can see there is smoke, though, up north. But at least they're getting some sunshine and not dealing with this damn drizzle, which is just annoying as heck. So let's look at our current conditions, and you can see it's just pretty windy and raw out there still. Islip, northeast wind at 14, gusting to 31. You can see the drizzle that they've got. So you got this annoying drizzle that's just doesn't want to end. If we go to the maritime stations, still getting some wave heights up there of 8.2 feet here. So still seeing those wave heights up there as well. Cuts to 34, so still seeing this just miserable weather. The east just miserable, drizzly, and then that wind just drives the drizzle into you. It's just awful being outside. So let's look at rainfall, and I don't think we got a whole lot more today. Let's look at the last 24 hours here. Because mostly it was light, though it looks like we did get some areas got another half an inch. Another half an inch at Islip. Looks like another half an inch out east, but I think mainly to the north is where the steadier rain was. They wound up getting in more. Oh, and they did. Yep. So you can see some areas in the Hudson Valley over 2 inches, 3 inches. Oh, this is not good. These areas have already been dealing with a lot of flooding, so you can see some of these areas here up in Orange County, which is the last place you need more rain. 4.09 inches. Man. Central Connecticut as well. These areas here, over 2-3 inches of rain here. Some areas got 4 inches of rain. I'm surprised there aren't any flood. I guess because it happens slowly, but still, it's the last thing these places need is more rain. And you can see all the advisories that we have out. We've got the coastal flood advisory. That goes to 11 o'clock this evening. Coastal flood statement this evening. Coastal flood advisory for New Jersey, 4 p.m. Tuesday to midnight Tuesday night. That continues. Coastal flood warning remaining in effect from till Tuesday night in southern New Jersey. And we got coastal flood advisories in effect to at least midnight tonight. So they'll probably be lingering to tomorrow as well with this continued easterly flow. Of course, we've got the gale warning in effect as well. So just lovely. See, not much additional rain has fallen in New Jersey. So as far as the temperatures in the diurnal range and our temperatures go, I mean, if we go back to our highs and lows for the day, you'll see it just mainly low 60s. Not much of a range in temperatures due to the cloud cover. Yeah, basically upper 50s for lows and low 60s for highs. There's not much of a range at all to speak of. So, and this weather just is horrible. I hate this. It's just awful. This is the worst kind of weather you can have. So, you can see here, 9 degrees below normal on the high. It only hit 63. It's just chilly and damp and disgusting. The low is 58, which is 2 degrees above normal, so that puts us 3 degrees below normal for the day. They're only showing 0.34 inches at Islip, 4.21. Now, Central Park's a different story. Central Park's gotten a lot more rain. There are 8 inches, 0.53 additional rainfall today. And there were 7 degrees below normal on the high and 3 degrees below normal for the day. So you get the idea of just the kind of day it was today across the area. It's absolutely horrible. You look at the MODIS satellite, you'll see here's your stalled front, stalled low, whatever you want to call it, stalled front syndrome. To our north, you can see sunshine. You can also see smoke, including some pretty thick smoke, too, up into parts of Canada over here. Looks really thick over parts of Hudson Bay here. It'll be interesting to see if that's going to wind up coming down upon us once we do try to break out into some sun. But you see the rest of the country, look at this, mostly beautiful weather in the Midwest, as well as at least the good part of California into Arizona. Not a cloud in the sky, beautiful. But for us, we're stuck in this crap. The stall front, and to the south of the front, or you're in the warm areas, at least you're still getting some sunshine. But for us, we're just stuck in this miserable crap that we're in right now. Let's go to the Hurricane Center. I'll just talk about Felipe briefly. It's really not. It's minimal tropical storm. I'm not even going to go over that right now. So let's go back to our station plot here. And you'll see if you go upstate, well upstate, you won't have to deal with any of the rain, but you might have to deal with some smoke. So let's see what it was like in Plattsburgh today. We're 58, drier air, dew point's 59. Still some clouds, but at least it's not raining at all. So that's good. If you have to go way upstate. I'm kind of curious to see if they're reporting any smoke in some of these areas in Canada right now. We're going to check that out. Funny, I don't see a station for Ottawa. There we go. No smoke being reported. I think there is smoke up there, but you've got to find a station that's not an ASOS, that's an airport. A lot of these are automated, and they're not gonna tell you. Has to be an airport. Like, they're not reporting any smoke over there. But I have a feeling it looked like a pretty thick cloud of smoke. Not reporting any smoke either. Oddly enough, we'll just go ahead and look and see if they were reporting any smoke throughout the day. Kind of curious if some of this is near the surface or not, though we will look at the smoke model and see if it is. I don't see anything here. I think maybe if you go further, so I'm trying to look at the satellite image here and see where that's it's not thick enough. You've got to go further up over here. Okay. Got to go up here in these areas. Look over here. Not showing any smoke being reported there, but these are ASO stations, so who knows if they're gonna clear. Let's see this one here. 9 miles. All right, so it must be a loft mostly at this point. Just kind of curious to see if it's near the surface at all. All right, not seeing anything there. Okay, and the other area we can look. See, because I have a feeling maybe this area it's thicker here in this part of Hudson Bay over here, because it looks pretty thick over here, man. It's got to be near the surface there, but let's see. So this is on the other side of. Okay, over here. Okay. Some of these stations over here, we'll see. These may just be ASO stations, and if that's the case, not really. All right, there's the station here, but not really reporting any smoke. Let's see. Smoke getting. All right, haze was reported there for a while. Okay. So it did drop for a little bit. So I'll have to see. We'll have to see. That'll be our next little weather to watch. Should be better than what we're dealing with now. Obviously, nice blue sky would be nice, but that's just too much to ask for. If you want a nice blue sky, it's just go over to Flagstaff. They have lots of that over there. But anyway, let's go to the models now, and we'll look at the smoke again a little bit later. But let's go ahead and look at the GFS, because the 18Z run, definitely a little different than the 12Z run with certain things. And we're going to run this through. So you see, and it doesn't even completely dry it out tomorrow. We have to wait till Wednesday. Now this is what it does. It actually stalls the front, and it does the front, and then the wave forms along it, and it moves from east to west. And guess what? It brings us more rain for Friday. This would be again this is the 18Z GFS. The 12Z GFS forms this wave, but it keeps it to the south. So it kind of keeps it to the south there and builds another high. But I mean, this is really unusual to see this type of setup, but there's no jet stream to move anything along, and I think that's what's causing the models to have trouble. So if we look at the jet stream here, which we don't really have one, and that's the problem. You see, there is no jet stream. A little bit of one there, a little bit of a piece of one there. All right, that's what causes us to dry out Wednesday. Then it kind of just disappears again, and then there's another weird loop in here, and then another huge ridge as we go into October here. All right, so this is just beyond messed up at this point. It really is. So let's go back to the surface here, And we'll look at the HRRR, which we should have the full thing in now. The HRRR, the 0Z run of the HRRR, so we can take a look and show you what's going to happen here. All right, so you see that light rain, and you can see it's lingering around tomorrow. Look at that, another area of light rain again in the afternoon again. And it originally we're supposed to dry out tomorrow. Now it's saying, yeah, maybe we're still going to be dealing with light rain and drizzle into the afternoon, and finally it might be gone by the evening. And then here we are on the Wednesday. We'll get one dry day, but you can see it's already gathering up to move back at us. Here we are Thursday. I mean, if I could, I'd just get on a plane and go to Flagstaff. Fuck this, I'm sick of this crap. Really am. Just to get away from it. I hate this crap. I really do. But you can see here, and I'm sorry for the language, but that's how frustrated I am with the weather right now. You can see, as we get into Wednesday, dry for Long Island, you see Jersey already starting to see that showery activity returning into the area. Because this high is not strong enough to push this away, and there's no jet stream. There's nothing is moving, basically. It's just at a complete log jam, basically. So let's go. That's the HRRR. So let's go to the FE3, which is the high resolution GFS. And actually, we have some of that in for tomorrow, at least, so we can show you what it looks like tomorrow. So you can see here's that light rain and drizzle, though. It looks like finally the afternoon. Later in the afternoon, maybe it'll finally be gone. That's the high resolution GFS. Let's go to the NAM next. The 0Z NAM, I don't have enough of that in. I'd have to use the 18Z NAM. So here's the 18Z NAM 3. All right, you can see it lingering around. Well, finally it ends by like maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. And then you can see what happens here. Stalls out, and then as we get into Thursday, this is as far as it goes. But you can see it starting to make its way back. This low pressure is just stuck here. It's not moving at all. There's nothing. I've never seen this before, to be honest with you. This is quite strange and quite alarming, and I just wish I could get out of here and avoid it. Really wish I could. For those of people who have money and can do those things, you're so lucky. But anyway, let's go back to the HRRR. Look at our dew points here, because this kind of tells the story here. This is your dew points. You can see the drier air struggling to really get into that drier air. A little bit of it gets in on Wednesday. You can see the drop in the dew points. All right, so there's the drier air trying to come in. All right. We should hopefully dry up this precipitation. Now we have temperatures. Obviously, tomorrow it's going to be a similar day temperature-wise. And then for Wednesday, we'd see things a little warmer with the sunshine. Maybe we might make it up to upper 60s to around 70. If we're going to get a little bit of sun. Well, it won't be clear. All right. Looking at the GFS here. Show you the GFS here. So you see that dry air building in for Wednesday. But Thursday, you can see here comes the moisture again. And then here we go again with the moisture. And then the weekend, we try to push that out of the way. And, originally the weekend was supposed to be nice. But we'll have to see what happens here with this, again, this stalled pattern that we have. All right. Sky cover, which we'll go over briefly. Obviously not going to see any sun tomorrow. Wednesday, you see a little bit of sun, maybe more on Long Island. And Thursday, clouds come back into the picture. Friday, now Friday was supposed to be, if we go back a couple of runs here, we go back to last night's run at 0Z. Or maybe I'll have to go back at 12Z run. Maybe none of the runs cleared it out on Friday. I thought some of them did. But you'll notice the increase in the clouds. You notice the difference. All right, now you're going to have to wait until maybe Saturday for things to clear out. Maybe the weekend will still be nice by Sunday. October 1st, yeah, that's right. We're going to have to wait till another month before we can get a sunny day again around here, around these parts. It's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go to the RGEM, our next model for clouds. All right, so here's the RGEM. Obviously tomorrow you can see maybe some breaks, maybe, but Wednesday, definitely going to have some high clouds and probably some smoke around, but at least the sun will be out and it won't be raining. Thursday, you could see the clouds kind of start coming back in, especially if you're in Jersey. Long Island, not quite as much. But yeah, because this front is just stuck there. It's just going to push south a little bit, and then it's going to come right back. I mean, it's ridiculous. You don't have these things in places like Flagstaff. It's just because we're by the ocean. It's nice to be by the ocean. It can be a blessing. The beach is beautiful, but it's also a curse with the weather. If you're in a place like Flagstaff, you don't have these patterns. You don't have them, and you won't get them. But here we are, and we're getting more and more of them due to climate change. So let's now go and look at let's go back to the HRRR and show you how much additional rainfall we're going to get. It shouldn't be too much more. So we'll look at it through tomorrow. You can see it's showing just south of Long Island. Could be another ½ an inch, but most of us a quarter inch or less. It's mainly going to be light rain, though. It's still showing maybe some heavier amounts along the Jersey Shore. If we look at the GFS run, which is a little more low resolution, you can see it's still showing anywhere between a ½ an inch. And then if we throw that other system into the play here for the next part, we could get another, maybe another inch out of that, or maybe another 2 inches out of that. We'll have to see what happens with that. NAM 12. This is through tomorrow night, and you can see it still could give some parts of Long Island perhaps as much as between a quarter of an inch and a ½ an inch of rain with that second batch that we got to go through. This is now the 0Z NAM. So this is the 0Z NAM 12. Actually, we have a lot more of this in, so we can kind of show you this one at least. So you can see here again that rain kind of lingers around, and then finally 4 or 5 o'clock, it finally starts tapering off, and we're finally going to be done with it, at least for a little while. Rain really is a 4-letter word, I'll tell you. I'm sick of it. So let's go to a few more models. Let's go look at the Icon model, which is our next model here, and we'll see what the Icon model is doing with that other storm. So you see there's that high building in. This is the Icon model. So they pretty much do the same thing. And we have basically another storm just kind of form and hit us Friday with more rain. You know, we weren't supposed to be getting any more rain, but it looks like we're going to get more on Friday. So yeah, another fucking rainy day on Friday. I'm sorry, but fuck this weather. Shit, it's garbage. I hate it. I'd be fine if it was never like this ever again, all right? You know, it's just very bad for people with depression. Very bad. Very bad. I can't handle it mentally. I'm going off deep end. I haven't been outside, been able to walk outside now for 3 days in a row. You know, so it's driving me a little crazy. So anyway, let's now go and look at the European model. The European model is showing the same damn thing. So there's a high building down, and then you can see that second system coming back up at us again. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's just there's no jet stream. It's moving from southeast to northwest. How in the hell does that happen? None of this is normal. Meanwhile, if you're in Flagstaff, look at that. No rain at all whatsoever. Same thing for the Midwest. No rain at all whatsoever. Well, maybe a few chances here and there, but I mean, it's basically the whole East Coast that's dealing with this. So the East Coast is becoming very tropical. You have warmer than normal oceans. This is what happens. You know? So, let's see. Before I guess we'll go look at the smoke model. Talk about the smoke last. All right, so let's go and look at the smoke model here. We'll first do the vertically integrated smoke, and I'd much rather deal with smoke than this. I don't like smoke. You can see, all right, looks like it's staying away from us. This is tomorrow. This is Wednesday. Looks like it does stay away from us. Stays off to the north because, again, there's no flow coming. There's no real deep flow coming out of Canada to bring it to us, so we're not going to really be having to deal with it too much. For the most part, we can look at the near surface smoke too as well. I don't think we'll see any of that. If you really want beautiful skies, boy, you got to go over here into the Midwest. It's where it's absolutely beautiful. It's showing a little bit of near surface smoke coming through a little bit, but the thicker stuff's going to be remaining to our north and east, so we're not going to have to deal with that. If there's anything good about this crappy pattern, but yeah, I'd rather have the smoke and be rid of this damn rain and this drizzle. Even when there's no rain, it's still drizzling, so it's still wet. So, anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. Sorry I'm cranky, but these patterns will drive me absolutely insane and crazy. So, that's it.